because you absolutely insisted, but just so you know, I have 3 different floors to see this afternoon for consults for the Corinthos wedding. Unbelievable. These artistic types are so inconsiderate. It's Maxie. I will give you the courtesy of waiting 2 minutes starting.
I'm here.
You're late.
I'm right on time.
Which means you're late.
Wait, what?
I'm a professional. I run a tight schedule.
Doing what?
Well, I explained, but unfortunately you were too late to hear it. What is it that you want?
I want you.
So, where's your homicidal girlfriend?
If you're referring to Nina...
You have more than one homicidal girlfriend.
She did not kill your father.
Says the guy who's in jail covering for her. So where is she? I thought she'd be down here with you.
She's at her arraignment.
Nina almost killed my sister, and now she killed my dad. Why can't you see her for what she is?
Because when I look at her, all I see is the woman that I love. She's not the monster you think she is. Trust me. I could have done a lot worse, and have.
Hey.
So, guess what?
Yeah.
A few loose ends to tie up, and I will officially be ready to marry you next week.
Well, you better be, because it's taken too long already.
What are you talking about? I can't believe how fast we've been able to pull this wedding together.
A lot of things are happening right now that are hard to believe.
Okay, that sounds ominous.
I just saw Ava.
That's me. And you are? You look so familiar. You look like Denise DiMuccio, but you sound like Ava Jerome.
It's me.
I have no idea who you are. You might as well be a perfect stranger to me.
No, there's nothing for you to worry about, Mayor Lomax. I am not going to let my relationship with Nina affect my judgment. I'm not even going to be involved in prosecuting her case. I've assigned my best ADA. Well, I want to focus on important things. Julian Jerome and his sister, for one. It's about time that Ava Jerome paid for the murder of Connie Falconeri.
You're so close. Can't you just taste it?
You're making a lot of assumptions.
Come on, Julian. We can be a team again. All you have to do is send somebody to grab that recording, and we can have it all. My daughters, our business. We'll take back everything Sonny ever took from us, and then some.
And by the time I'm done, there won't be anybody left in Port Charles to prosecute.
Yeah, it all tracks, provided there's no alibi.
There won't be.
Detectives, I just heard from Mayor Lomax.
Oh, yeah? Oh, did she offer her resources and all of her support to help us put this file on Silas Clay's murder away?
That and heads are gonna roll if we don't put this thing to bed. Pronto. We have 3 people in custody and no idea who killed Dr. Clay.
Actually, we do have a pretty good idea.
Excuse me?
We think we found the killer.
Mr. DA, word?
Madam Mayor, I'm going to have to let you go. I have a situation I need to deal with.
So I'm a situation now, am I?
Get out, Julian.
That's rather rude for a public servant. You don't even know I'm here.
Nor do I want to. It is inappropriate for us to communicate, especially since I'm overseeing your prosecution.
Lansing, you need to admit that you aren't prosecuting me out of your obligation to the good people of Port Charles. You're doing Sonny's dirty work.
Ava's in jail, and God and a jury of her peers willing, she's going to go straight to Pentonville, and we never have to hear from her again. Why would you ruin your morning by going to see Ava?
Out of respect for Connie, because it's been 2 years since I found her shot on the floor in that office. I know I've told you, but, I tried to save her and died in my arms, the whole thing. But now her murder is being brought to justice, and I want Ava to know that I'm going to see this through until she gets what she deserves.
All right. Brings you closure, I'm all for it.
You know when I'm going to get closure? When she's convicted of murder and they throw away the key. Now, to hear her talk, she's got tricks, and she's going to use them to beat the system.
You cracked the case?
Well, right now it's just a theory.
A bit more time, we can find out all the proof we need to substantiate it.
I can give you a bit more time, sure. But you got to share with me your version of events. I mean, which one of the people we have downstairs killed Dr. Clay?
I know that you perjured yourself to cover for Nina, even though she's the one that killed my dad, and that picture on my mom's phone proves that.
No, the only thing that picture proves is that Nina was at the scene of the crime after Silas was killed. If anything, it proves that Ava was there.
Are you really trying to deflect blame onto my mother? She's not the one who killed Silas.
How do you know?
Because she swore to me that she didn't do it, and I believe her.
Well, I believe Nina.
Are you really trying to say that Nina's not capable of this? That she didn't have a reason?
No, she's plenty capable of it, and she had a reason. Silas gave her a reason when he kidnapped Avery and let her twist in the wind for it, and Nina was angry at Silas. Yes, but not angry enough to commit murder. When I got there, seeing Nina with Silas, she was destroyed.
With the knife in her hand.
She was pulling the knife out of Silas's back because she was trying to save him, but she was too late.
Is that what she told you?
She didn't do it.
Neither did my mother. So who did?
Morgan, you have every right to question me.
I'm glad you think so.
But if you really look, you'll see that I'm the same person I've always been.
I'm the same person that killed Connie.
That's not who I really am, and you know it.
Well, you know what, Dave? I knew wouldn't lie to me and make me think she was dead. She wouldn't be that cruel, not to me.
Morgan.
I thought I mattered to you, Ava. And it turned out I was just an instrument. Played me like you played everybody else.
I never wanted to hurt you.
You know what? You did, though. You did. As soon as you started pretending to be Denise, I fell for you the moment I saw you tore me up inside. And what did you do? You sat back and you laughed at what a fool I was for believing your little act?
No, that's not how it was. I loved you. I love you.
If you love me, then why didn't you trust me, Ava? Why'd you make me think that you were Denise? When you came back here to Port Charles, why didn't you come back to me too?
We have 3 people locked up downstairs in custody. Ava, Franco, and Nina. Who's the killer?
As it turns out,
None of the above.
Are you implying that I would misuse the powers of my office in order to further my brother's agenda?
Implying? No, I flat out said it. My sister and I are targets of a malicious prosecution.
Well, your cases predate my appointment, Julian, but I am going to prosecute them because it is my job. I have enough evidence to put you away for assault, racketeering, and hijacking of Sonny's trucks. And I also have a recording of your sister Ava stating that she killed Connie Falconeri. You and your sister are going to prison. And if that happens to put a smile on my brother's face in the process, well, so be it.
Ava's bluffing. The police have the recording where she admits to killing Connie. They have what they need to put her away for a very long time, Sonny.
Ava thought that she found a way around that by masquerading as Denise. And she also thought she'd get into my good graces by being some kind of mother figure to Avery.
Okay, well, that's not going to happen. Denise or Ava, thank God you knew enough not to let her near that little girl.
Well, that's what I told her. And then you know what else I said to her? I said, well, she's got a new mother now. I know. But you know what? She's not getting anywhere near my daughter.
Let's hope she doesn't get anywhere near our son either.
I wanted to tell you the truth the moment I saw you.
Okay. Well, why didn't you?
If you knew and didn't tell, you'd have been complicit. And if you did tell...
Whoa. You think I would do that? What? Can you not trust me?
How was I supposed to believe you could keep quiet when you failed to before? I was pregnant with Avery, holed up in the brownstone, scared to death. And you told Sonny where to find me. I was hiding for my life, and you sent your father to kill me.
I don't know what to tell you, Kiki. You believe one thing and I believe another.
You won't even accept the possibility that Nina's lying
You
to
won't accept the possibility Ava's lying to you? Well, then I guess we're at an impasse. But if you came here hoping that I would change my mind and retract my confession and implicate Nina, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I can't do that. Not even for you. Now, is there something else?
Yeah, actually there is. Tell me, how did you look me in the eye for so long, knowing that my mom's still alive?
We have opportunity, we have means, and a very compelling motive.
It makes more sense than the other side.
Yeah? And if you're right, there's going to be big-time fallout for a whole mess of people. But if your allegations are false, then the fault's on us.
That's why we need your permission to dig around, find additional proof.
Commence digging.
Absolutely no satay chicken. Yes, peanut sauce is yummy, but you don't know who has an allergy. Nothing messy. And nothing that drips. Fine, get back to me. Where were we? Oh, that's right. You want me. And I assume you don't mean that in a romantic sense, since you've already met my incredibly hot and supportive boyfriend. Besides, I heard you were dating Lulu's cousin Valerie, which is great. You can keep her distracted from... That was rude.
I'm rude? All you've done for the last 15 minutes is interact with your phone.
I am trying to fulfill professional obligations. Now tell me what it is you want, or I am leaving.
Great, go.
Excuse me?
You just reminded me of all the reasons I don't want you after all.
This is so typical of you, Dylan.
What are you talking about? You've seen me once in the past 8 years.
Yeah, exactly, and you haven't changed one bit. In all fairness, you are in much better shape, so whatever fitness regime you're on is clearly working for you, but otherwise you're just as selfish as you used to be.
I'm selfish.
Yeah. My sister spent all her time chasing after you, helping you with your problems, building up your confidence, and how did you repay her? By cheating on her with Lulu.
Oh, you're going to lecture me on fidelity? How many boyfriends have you cheated on?
That's my point exactly. I am a total self-saboteur, chronically unfaithful. Well, that was until I met Nathan. But Georgie, she was different. She was wonderful and compassionate. She deserved somebody who loved her and that would stay faithful. That was supposed to be you.
You're right, it was.
And then, after you broke her heart, you took off to follow your dreams. You were so wrapped up in your career, you couldn't even be bothered to come home for her funeral.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. I am a selfish jerk. I apologize.
I promised myself I wasn't even going to bring it up.
No, I'm glad you did. I loved Georgie. When I found out she was dead, I didn't know how to deal with it, so I buried myself in my work. I was a coward. And I'm ashamed.
Look, Georgie wouldn't want that, okay? And she wouldn't want me tearing into you like this. I actually think she would want us to help each other. So, what is it that you need from me?
What do you know about costume design?
You were still pregnant when I told my dad where to find you. Okay, baby wasn't due for weeks. I thought I had time to convince him to let you be.
Well, you wouldn't have had to take that chance if you hadn't given me up in the first...
I know that! Okay? I've thought about it every day since. What might have been different if I didn't come clean to my dad?
Like you said, Ava's going to prison. So, Morgan's over. You saw how upset he was. He's not going to forgive her.
Just wish I was as sure as you are.
She slept with him under false pretenses. Made him betray Kiki. He can't get over that.
Okay,
I know Morgan.
I just think Ava and Morgan's relationship is a lot deeper than we've been willing to admit.
What are you talking about? We both know that Ava doesn't love him. I mean, she's playing with him.
I'm talking about Morgan, Sonny. I'm afraid he's convinced himself that he's in love with her. He is vulnerable, and he is isolated, and he's not listening to us right now. What if Ava gets her claws into him and this time she doesn't let go?
I love you, Morgan. But we weren't even together when I disappeared. Can you really blame me for wondering if I could trust you when you'd already betrayed me once?
That why you didn't tell me who you were? Because you want to pay me back?
No. I told you why I couldn't tell you the truth.
I still cared about you. Okay, you knew that. I was falling for you bit by bit ever since you came back into town. I didn't even know it was you.
Mark, don't delude yourself. You knew it was was me the whole time.
It was pretty obvious, actually, by your lack of surprise in court, that you already knew that Denise was my mom.
Come on. Really? The only surprise in any of this is that anybody ever bought Ava's act. Ever. I thought I did a pretty good job in pretending to be convinced.
Yeah, you did a great job. Except for when you tried to get your dad to stop from going after her on the stand because you knew that he was going to out her, didn't you?
My dad never gave me a clue to that strategy. If he had, I never would have let him go down that road. And Ava would still be Denise, and Nina would never be my bunkmate across the corridor.
So you did this for Nina? You lied to me for her?
Ava had me under her thumb the minute she showed me that picture. If she had showed that photo to the cops, Nina would have been in a lot of trouble. And Ava knew that I would do anything to stop that from happening.
So that's when you found out that Denise was really my mom, after my dad was killed?
It's hard to say. I mean, the timeline's a little muddy.
Well, stop dodging and answer the question, okay? For once. How long have you known?
4th of July.
Why would my mom tell you that almost 2 months ago? Why would she tell anyone?
Ava needed me.
Why? What was in that for her?
The evidence that she killed Connie Falconeri. Ava wanted me to get it for her.
You need to drop the charges against Ava and me. And while you're at it, you should resign from your position altogether.
Or what?
Or I'm going to use my media company to assail your credibility and go after everyone that is close to you.
So what? You're going to smear Molly's name in your scandal rag? I can't wait to hear how Alexis is going to take that one, Julie. Excuse me. You know what, Julian? I like my chances with your headlines, but I really have to go now. So if you would like to continue this conversation, please have your attorney call my assistant, Miss Shipley. Thank you very much.
Okay, Lansing, where did you hide that recording?
Yeah, thanks for the quick turnaround. Hey, I keep a lid on this, all right? Yeah.
Well?
Everything checks out on my end.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, good. We have everything we need to proceed then, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I think we bring the commissioner up to speed, let her know we're ready to make an arrest.
Hey, Meg. Hey. How you holding up, huh?
You'd be better if my sister was exonerated.
Yeah, so would I.
Shouldn't you be at Nina's arraignment?
Yeah, I had her sign an ADA. I can't very well oversee my own wife's prosecution, right? Listen, speaking of which, your mother called and she asked me about some paperwork that she gave to Nina before she was arrested. Did she have it on her when she was taken into custody?
Come to think of it, yeah.
Oh, good. Listen, I'll pass it on to Madeline. Could you get that for me?
No, it's not going to be possible. But I think Dante has something for you.
Rick Lansing, you're under arrest for the murder of Silas Clay.
I want the characters, not the clothes, to define the movie. Marjorie, the lead, is a beautiful woman. She is effortlessly stylish. She's
Stop right there. What's your wardrobe budget?
close to non-existent. Any extra money is going towards the lighting package.
Then you have a problem. Effortlessly stylish? That's an expensive look.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry. Are you telling me about fashion prices?
She doesn't wear couture. Marjorie is one of those women who looks amazing in faded jeans and a white t-shirt.
Oh, how can you be so naive? Those faded jeans you're picturing, they did not come from resale. They're either Ernest Sohn or Seven for All Mankind. And that shirt, it's Prada or Cartulo.
That is absurd. You can buy faded jeans or a t-shirt at any store in the mall.
You can, but it won't be the look that you want. You either need to rethink your budget or rethink effortlessly stylish.
Well, I can't do either. Marjorie's defining characteristic is her beauty. She is gorgeous without even trying. And I have approximately 93 cents in the wardrobe budget. That's not changing.
Well, then you came to the right place. answers for your problems.
Hey, what is this? Hazen, the new guy? Come on, that's not funny.
It's not a joke.
What are you guys, out of your minds? I didn't kill Silas Clay. We have three suspects in custody, all with histories of violence, all of them proven to be at the scene of the crime. Nathan, your own sister was photographed with the murder weapon in her hand. Ava Jerome took the picture, and then Franco was shown to have cleaned up the evidence.
This is true.
So instead of focusing on those suspects, you're going to try to arrest the DA?
No, keep up, Rick. The arrest is already in progress.
Okay. So why don't you arrest the commissioner then, and maybe the mayor? Why? And for that, why don't you arrest all these guys over here, right?
Rick, if we had evidence that implicated everyone here, we'd do just that.
You see, Rick, the thing is, this new evidence that we have only implicates you.
All right, where is that damn drive?
What the hell are you doing in here?
Ava wanted the recording incriminating her in the murder of Connie Falconeri.
And why did she think you could get it? Isn't it like locked up in the police evidence room or something?
Well, maybe now, but before I was arrested, and before Rick took over as DA, it was just in my father's office.
And you didn't need an excuse to go see your father?
No, I could just go visit my father, and then if he went to a meeting or something, then I could get my hands on the flash drive. And if anybody saw me, then I was just hanging out there waiting for my dad.
And if it was so easy, why didn't you get it?
Because Silas showed up before I could get it done. Then we got into it.
So, is that the fight about Nina that you guys got into that your dad's assistant overheard?
Silas was going to confess to kidnapping Avery. Apparently, he felt guilty, letting everybody think that Nina had done it.
So, what stopped him? Why didn't my dad confess?
Carly, you remember Morgan's state of mind last night?
Yes.
He was wrecked. He turned himself inside out for that woman. He cheated on his girlfriend for that woman. To find out she's a fraud. He's not going back.
It takes one bad impulse, and Morgan has had plenty.
His pride took a beating. There's nothing worse for a man knowing that the woman got over
Our
on him.
son is a fool for that woman, and there are all kinds of things that Ava can say to get under his skin again.
Like what?
Like telling Morgan that she didn't just come back to town for Kiki and Avery, but for him also. She could have disappeared into the sunset. No one the wiser, Sonny. But instead, she came back. She risked her freedom, became Denise, so she'd have a chance to get Morgan and her family back.
Do you actually think Ava gave Morgan a second thought?
No, and it doesn't matter. If Morgan believes it, that's the problem. What if Ava, being outed, doesn't pull them apart, Sonny? What if it drives them together?
I had no clue that you weren't Denise. Maybe not consciously. But part of you knew who I was the moment we first kissed. Don't try to tell me otherwise. I thought you were dead. Ava, how could I possibly know that was you? How about the way I touched you? My breath on your neck. The way I bit your lip when we kissed. There was no learning curve for you and Denise because it was you and me all along. You know my body blindfolded, and I know yours just the same. What we had before you turned me over to Sonny, it survived my death. It thrived. It's as powerful as ever. We can have it again. We just need to reach out and hold on.
Commissioner?
I asked you a question. Do you need me to repeat it?
Waiting to see the DA, obviously.
No, it's not obvious that someone currently under indictment would be seeing the DA without his lawyer.
Oh. Yeah, well, actually, I wanted to give the DA an opportunity to recuse himself from prosecuting me and my sister before I use the press to declare war on the DA and the PCPD's office for bias practices.
Well, how thoughtful of you.
Yeah. And don't worry about me. I don't mind waiting here to see him.
Well, you'll be waiting a long time.
Why's that?
Mr. Lansing is indisposed.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you free of charge. You understand these rights as I've explained them to you.
It doesn't matter whether Morgan gives in or not, because Ava's gonna, be in jail until she stands trial for Connie, and she's gonna be found guilty. She's gonna go to prison for the rest of her life. There's no future for Morgan.
Okay, all right, maybe you're right about Ava, but Morgan's behavior, Sonny, he's just so erratic.
We're gonna go there again.
He's volatile. He's impulsive. He's quick to anger. He's bursting with energy 1 minute, and he's withdrawn the next. Hey, who does that sound like to you?
We don't know positively that he's bipolar.
Okay, you know what? We know there's a chance. Morgan needs to see a doctor, Sonny. He needs a diagnosis, and if he's bipolar, we'll have to discuss treatment options. And then he's going to need to know that he can live a full, happy life just like you have.
I get what you're saying, Carly. I know what it's like when I'm not happy, the damage control, everything that I have done. I don't want that for my son. I don't want him to struggle. I don't want him to struggle like I did.
I know that. But Sonny, you know from your own experience that if Morgan is bipolar and we wait, it's only going to get worse. We need to do something.
It's not happening for us. It's impossible.
Since when has that word described us?
Oh, since you admitted on a recording that you killed Connie. You're going to prison. Ava, you're never getting out.
Says everyone I ever beat.
Okay. What do you think would happen if you did get away with it? You think we would have some big grand reunion? Never taking you back. Not after what you did.
This is just new to you. Up until very recently, you thought that I was dead and gone. You just need some time to adjust.
Oh, I have what I need. Kiki.
I love my daughter. She loves you. You might even love her. A little. But not like you love me.
Oh, stop. Stop there. Because what we have is not love. It's sick, and it hurts people. And what I have with Kiki is nothing like that. Okay, we're starting fresh. We're gonna make it right this time, but that's only if you do the right thing. And you promise not to tell anyone what happened between us.
If my dad went all the way to the DA's office to confess to kidnapping at Avery, then why didn't he do it?
I saw Silas the day that he died, and I told him that you were sleeping with Kiki's boyfriend, and he was very disappointed. And I got the sense somehow that he was going to come find you and confront you. That's what happened, right? He should have known how far he'd go to shut him up.
Now would be a good time for you to stop talking.
Silas left a voicemail for Kiki saying that he needed to talk to her about something very important as soon as she got home. And that was a conversation about you, right?
My father wasn't there, so there was no one for Silas to spill his guts to. He didn't feel like talking to me, so he took off.
Well, it's good to know my dad intended to do the right thing, even if he never got the chance. That explains it.
Well, that explains what?
That last message that my dad left me. He knew he was going to confess to kidnapping Avery, and then he'd have to explain why, which meant outing my mom. He wanted to tell me first. That's why he called, so that he could tell me my mom was still alive. Cannot wait to tell Morgan. This has really been eating away at me, not knowing what my dad's last message was about.
Yeah, that's partly right.
What does that mean?
No, there was more to it. There was more to what Silas was going to tell you.
So, you're in. You'll be my costume designer.
No.
No.
I will break your budget by the first day of principal photography.
Well, I don't suppose you have a contact in there who sells effortlessly stylish at a discount.
Better than that, I have Reeves.
Who?
Reeves. He's like a clothes genius. He worked on probably 1 million Crimson photo shoots.
Oh, a whole million?
Don't be snarky. I'm about to save your butt. Look, there was this photographer's assistant, and he was doing an independent film. Reeves did the wardrobe. Trust me when I tell you that budget was less than 93 cents, but Reeves, he made everybody look fabulous. More important, he made them look authentic. And that's what you want, right?
That's exactly what I want.
Okay, then let me get in touch with him. I'll have him check his calendar. He works a lot, but we were really good friends back in the Crimson days, so I'll just tell him that you're a gifted filmmaker with an amazing creative vision, and you have this project that needs an authentic look. Something that supports the story without getting in the way.
Yeah, you don't have to lay it on quite so thick.
What are you talking about?
Calling me gifted and creative.
Well, you are. I know this movie is important to you. And I know that Georgie would want it to happen, so I'm gonna do my part. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go look at wedding flowers. I will let you know when Reese gets back to me.
Maxie. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Come on, this is absurd. I was brought in to prosecute Silas Clay's murder, and now you're arresting me for it.
That's a good summation.
It's the shortest DA stint ever.
You think? We should fact check that, bro.
You know what? You two are the ones who are going to be losing your jobs over this. You got one person you're going to have standing trial, and you're going to have 3 more in custody for it.
We know who killed Clay.
I wasn't me, okay? I didn't do it. I don't even know the guy.
Well, you're married to his ex-wife, my sister.
Well, what does that prove? Look, we crossed paths half a dozen times. That's all.
Well, let's talk about those times.
I don't want to say another thing without my lawyer present.
That's good. That's good. Don't. You just listen. You listen to everything we have on you.
You may feel differently about talking when we're through.
He's indisposed. Well, how long is that going to be?
As long as it takes. Now, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
By what authority?
My badge isn't enough?
This is a public building.
But it's not actually a public space anymore. I'm going to be closing it up to collect evidence.
Evidence? Huh? What kind of evidence?
The kind usually associated with an ongoing investigation. Now, would you like to become a part of that? I mean, you can stick around.
No. You know what? If the DA is unavailable, I don't need to be here any longer. So if you'll excuse me, I can see myself out.
I know this is really hard for you to talk about. But everything about Morgan's behavior, Sonny, it just screams bipolar disorder. And if he is bipolar, we have to get him help before Ava takes a bad situation and makes it worse.
How much damage can she do behind bars?
Sonny, she can get into his head. She can manipulate his
I just don't want to be
emotions.
controlling with our son. I don't want,
It's
he's
about
a grown
saving
man.
Morgan from himself. If Morgan's bipolar, he cannot deal with this on his own. You know that. And I don't care how old he is. Morgan is our kid. I know we talked about waiting till after the trial before we helped Morgan, but that could be weeks from now.
You want to postpone a wedding? Is that what you want?
I'm not worried about the wedding. The wedding's going to happen when it happens. I'm worried about her son. He needs us.
Ava, please don't push this thing with us.
How can I not? I love you. I know you love me.
Doesn't matter.
Matters to me. Touch me. Feel my heartbeat. Tell me that doesn't matter. Tell me I don't matter to you.
It can't work. Do you understand what would happen if we tried? Do you know how that would affect Kiki?
What do you mean? You know what my dad wanted to talk about when he called?
Maybe.
Well, haven't you left me in the dark long enough?
I didn't want to lie to you. I didn't feel like I had a choice.
You have a choice now. You can either keep me hanging, or you could put an end to all of this pain and uncertainty.
Okay, but what if what I have to tell you doesn't make the pain and uncertainty go away? What if what I have to tell you makes you hurt even more?
I need you to stop thinking about the two of us, and I need you to start thinking about your daughter. Right?
I think about Kiki all the time.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you think about what would happen to her if she found out we were sleeping together?
I know it would hurt her. But I need you, Morgan. I feel the way I feel about you, and I can't change it.
I'm not asking you to change it. I'm asking you to put your daughter first, same as I am. We gotta make a sacrifice for Kiki. We gotta let each other go.
How could you possibly hurt me more than I've already been hurt?
I think there's always more suffering to be had. I'd like to spare you.
Don't make decisions about what's best for me. I'm not your daughter, remember? I'm your friend. Or at least I thought I was.
I'd like to think that you were.
Then tell me what I want to know.
Your mother's a liar.
Please, Amy, don't make this worse than it already is. Promise me that Kiki will never know we've been sleeping together.
So, what? You move on with my daughter and you leave me all alone? Is that really what you want?
So my mom's a liar. What does that have to do with the reason why my dad called the night he was killed?
Ava knew why Silas was going to call you. She knew what he was going to tell you. And it wasn't just that your mother was alive. There was one other thing.
What other thing?
It's about Morgan.